Namaste, my captains, and welcome to Soul Horoscope SuperScope Weekly Report. My name is Christopher Witecki. I coined myself as the Sensei to Sirius Joy, and I'm here to help you step into your personal joy and live in a powerful life within. That will turn into a powerful life outside of you. And that is a major lesson that all Capricorns and Capricorns are learning right now, incidentally. But first, let's talk about why this is a super scope. It's super because it serves more than one personality. If you're a Capricorn Rising, or have Venus in Capricorn, all three will be haunting to your story if you watch this super scope. And if you know your Rising or your Venus, you can watch my other super scopes to get a longer-term story of your life. Your Rising is your long-term story. Your Sun sign is your immediate short-term story. Venus we'll talk about later. It's your love story. We all have about 12 of them going on. But the most important one, and this is a biggie, is this particular month with the Sun in Cancer. For the last year, the universe has pushed Capricorns to expand their emotional approach to all relationships. This began with your approach to yourself. That's what I call the me-ridge. And from the approach to yourself, you then have to upgrade the way you approach others. Now, this is a every 12-year upgrade. So the last time you did this relationship upgrade was 2002. Go look at your calendars. You'll find many Capricorns breaking up, getting engaged in that kind of time zone, or the relationship making a major change. Well, this particular week, things will change in a major way. And because of the planets and the way they're aligned, which I'll talk about in the Sirius Joy Farm, it's not just changing marriages. It's that when you change your relationships and the way you relate to yourself and others, you will change your whole life if you do it this week. All right? So we're talking about the I feel state of awareness and how it affects the I give and receive state of awareness. The way you give and receive, the way you end up being in balance or not balance. This turns into your judgment policies and how you're judging. And with judgment goes what's going in behind the judgment. What are the conditions behind the judgment? Now, Capricorns and Capricorn Risings, I have to say, are the most unfair signs in the zodiac. I'm not going to have to stand down on that. That's true. Every time I've ever encountered a Capricorn, I've had to put up extra consciousness to make sure that I was protected from, particularly in business, I have to say. I don't mean to be disrespectful to you when I say this, but I really think that with Pluto and Capricorn, it is the universe saying that that era is over. It's from an era where we were based on capitalism and we were racing to get rich and racing to grow. But now we've grown into our shoe, namely the Earth. And I believe with Pluto and Capricorn, the rules are changing. Now for you, this means the rules are changing in your personal relationships. It means that the way you were emotionally sustained in the past will not be the way you're emotionally sustained in the future if you want to continue in a powerful setting. And I believe Capricorns will continue to rule most of the Earth. You are, frankly, the most ambitious and really fascinating with your ability to be efficient. Ooh, I lost my video there. I went a little too far in the open. That said, this is an important time for you to relate and treat yourself like gold. And if you emotionally treat yourself like gold, you're going to find that everything in the world does too. You'll just have to take my word for it. Now, let's look at the serious part of the week. Getting serious. The Grand Square finally breaks apart this week, which is a huge tug-of-war between 4 areas in your life. What's leading that ship, again, is the way you relate in relationships. What has been tying to that is your own personal ego, which is where you defend yourself and where you don't. And on the other side of this was your own feelings for feeling secure and your career. So career and security were rattling all relationships regardless. Well, all that simultaneous rattle goes away this week, particularly the fears between relationships and where you are in relationships and how that affects your own emotional grounding. Maybe you were afraid to leave a marriage. Maybe you were afraid to start a marriage. Maybe, because this does turn into big relationship things. That tension does break this week. Now, Jupiter literally feels like it's accelerating. You may start the week staying in your marriage and end the week leaving your marriage. It will happen that fast because we go from 27 to 29 in the steps, and that means that we go racing ahead. Now, I do a daily step video called the Serious Step of the Day. I don't have 27, 29 out yet, so do your best. Watch 2 and watch 7. You'll get a hang of how it works. But this means that you have to remain liquid in your relationships this week. Now, Mercury catches up in the sense that you're racing ahead and thinking through work and lifestyle changes while you're also navigating relationship changes. So the lifestyle, the health, those types of ideas do finally catch up this week. And then finally, we climax the whole week with a full moon, which for you will be some sort of emotional tug-of-war between relationships and ego. Let me give you this advice, my friend. The ego is what's dying. That's Pluto. We'll talk more about that in the Sirius Joy Farm. In fact, coming up next, I've got the Sirius Joy Farm, seriously, and a serious present from me. All that more after this mini-mercial. This week in Soul Garden 8.0, in our new super blog Namaste Today section, check out Mary Inchineri. She's a Grandmaster Cancer, and she's back to help you face the final wrap-up of Jupiter in Cancer. Then hop over to Modern Goddess, where we have our guest writer, Jen Jararsik. She's an independent female filmmaker, and she's going to tell you how she steps into her power. And lastly, don't forget, I've got a special surprise in each of 12 horoscopes, as well as a little survey. All that and more in the new Soul Garden 8.0. Howdy, Capricorn. Welcome here to Sirius Joy Farm. You know who I am, a crazy lunatic. That's right. And actually, I'm dressing up just to inspire your inner child. Get you moving in your heart, because this particular transit, this full moon, I really believe this week is serious. All right, what are we serious about? Well, here it is. This is serious about your relationships changing for the rest of your life. And as you probably know, everything you are is due to the people that support you. That's the way the matrix is built, the universe. And so right here, right now, Capricorns are getting an opportunity to let the old ego die, represented by Pluto and Earth there. You're going to let the old ego die, which is the old way of being known, which is the old I am statement. You used to say I am this, I'm not that anymore. So you'll have that in the full moon to let go of it. And also, Earth there says there will be a rebirth. And so this to me will be the most powerful full moon of the year. This is going to separate the men from the boys, etc. Now, where does the moon fit into this, right? The moon fits in right here when it comes to ego. The moon will be full in the house of ego, sit in the lap of man and in Pluto. So you're going to want to throw, your ego is going to want to throw an old temper tantrum to keep the old character alive, most likely, unless you've already done this by the time of this broadcast, which is possible. Some people have early fires. The point here is in the opposition between your relationships and your ego. So you'll probably get in a fight with somebody, all right? It is how you are treating yourself emotionally in the background, Jupiter, how you treat yourself emotionally in the background will let it all up. You treat yourself well emotionally in the background, I mean, you will find that it'll be easy to let your character die. It'll be easy to let your new character come forward. You don't treat yourself well, and you worry about everyone else, or you worry about your power, or you worry about losing your power because everyone's unhappy with you, instead of worrying about how you feel, well, then that's going to be a problem, and I don't think you're going to graduate, just saying. There's one more thing you need to know, and that's this. Womp womp. This is a grand trine. And this is kind of a formula for what needs to happen as well at the same time during the full moon. Just saying. Sirius Saturn says, you got to be serious about being excited. Joy. This is on the joy side. You got to be serious about being joyful when it comes to who you are. You are unique. You are an individual. Get serious about that. There's no one like you. It's just built that way in the matrix. So be serious about how cool and unique you are. Okay? Obviously, we talked about the mirage and being responsive to your own needs and feelings. And then at the bottom here, we got Jesus Pisces that says, you got to be very compassionate in all of your thinking. Make it easy on you, think easy on you, not think negative thoughts on you. This is the secret grand trine formula that will mature you faster in the background and grand trine you upward to ascension. All right. I sure hope I haven't treated you being a goofball, but I hope I've inspired you to be a goofball, because who cares? It's all about fun. I'll see you here for the wrap-up now, right now. Here we are back in the tranquil setting of what I call Witecki Theater. This awesome star-twinkling moonlit environment. You'll see it all over the new Soul Garden 8.0. Wherever you want to lay down like a magic carpet for you just to chill out, get spiritual, you'll see. There's a lot of cool things at Soul Garden, including the newly remodeled soulmart.me, where right now you can buy a 1-hour reading with me and get a free 30-minute follow-up. Now this is an excellent sale for people who've never had a reading, because you'll really learn to appreciate the power of astrology in your life. And if you've already had a reading with me, well, then you know the power. This is a great reading to get to the bottom of an issue and end it for good. Details are all available and a video at soulmart.me in the new remodeled soulmart.me. Also, I've got a class series coming out this summer. The first one's called So You Want to Be an Astrologer, eh? Now this course is really designed for you to have some fun. Bring your chart. We dive into all sorts of aspects of your astrology, and you'll walk away knowing a lot about yourself. So this one's open to the general public, no prerequisites. You'll love it. If you're interested in going further, the next class is, yes, I do want to be an astrologer. At which point I'll talk about using astrology in your profession. I'll share some stories with you about how I got started and where I got taken advantage of, and even reading certain celebrities and things like that. I'm not a name dropper, but in classes, I'll be honest, this is a great class to really figure out if you want to pursue it further. If you do, I've got a class called The Art of Reading People. Now this class is open to the general public as well, and I'll share with you kind of how to sum up a person in a moment using numerology, astrology, and psychic ability, and determining am I psychic or not. So there's some fun like little quizzes in there that help you determine where you are and where you're not. Then if you're interested in diving deep, I've got natal chart interpretation, class 1, class 2, and class 3. It's going to take at least 3 classes to understand it. And finally, my favorite, the ethics of free will in a reading. You know, the truth is psychics get a lot of information, but we don't always share it. Why? Because we don't want to interfere with free will. So this is a fascinating topic and describes a lot of why people perceive to have bad readings, or people do have horrible readings, and it's open to the general public too. So all of these are available at soulmart.me and going to be a lot of fun. They're only 2 hours. They're $49.95, and you can come on your webcam. It's awesome. I love new technology. I love HTML5. Now, if you're still on YouTube, hey, do us a favor and please subscribe to our channel. We do appreciate that. If you're on Facebook, you can like our channel by going to soulgarden.me, and you can come to the new shiny penny soulgarden.tv anytime. Don't forget, I've got a little treat waiting for you in each of the 12 horoscopes. I'm so grateful you've shown up for me. I am here showing up for you. I love you. I'll see you in 7 days. Until then, live, love, be.